Hey everyone, and welcome back to NIMROD TV, your #1 source for insightful business and economic analysis. Today, we're diving into the incredible rise of African startups. Buckle up, because we're about to explore a continent bursting with innovation, talent, and entrepreneurial spirit. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. We're bringing you the latest updates and insights on global business trends. If you're enjoying the video so far, give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Alright, let's jump right in. For years, the narrative surrounding Africa has often centered around challenges, poverty, disease, conflict. While these issues are real, they don't paint the full picture. What we're witnessing now is a story of resilience, creativity, and a burning desire to shape a brighter future. African startups are defying expectations, rewriting the rules, and proving that innovation knows no borders. They're tackling complex problems, creating jobs, and driving economic growth at an unprecedented rate. We're talking about a digital revolution, fueled by a young, tech-savvy population and a spirit of entrepreneurship. From fintech to agriculture, from renewable energy to healthcare, African entrepreneurs are disrupting traditional industries. This isn't a fluke, folks, this is a movement. This is just a glimpse into the exciting world of African startups. We'll be diving deeper into the factors driving this growth, exploring inspiring success stories, and understanding the global impact of this entrepreneurial wave. So are you ready to be inspired? Stick around because you won't want to miss this. When many people outside of Africa thought about startups, they probably pictured Silicon Valley, right? Maybe some trendy co-working spaces in London or Berlin. But Africa? That wasn't usually part of the equation. It was seen as a place with potential, sure, but potential that was always just out of reach. There were real barriers to entry for African entrepreneurs. Limited access to funding, infrastructure gaps, and a lack of support networks. These were hurdles, no doubt, but they weren't insurmountable. They were challenges waiting to be met by a new generation with the grit, determination, and ingenuity to overcome them. Because here's the thing about expectations. They're often based on outdated assumptions, and when it comes to African startups, those expectations were blown out of the water, blown away by a wave of innovation and entrepreneurial spirit that's reshaping the continent. So, how did this happen? How did African startups go from being overlooked to outperforming even the most optimistic predictions? Well, that's what we're going to uncover together. The numbers don't lie, people. Investment in African startups has skyrocketed. Billions of dollars are fueling growth across diverse sectors. Fintech is making financial services accessible, agtech is revolutionizing agriculture, advancements in healthcare, education, and renewable energy. It's about the impact on people's lives. Africa is a place to invest in. African startups are thriving and setting the pace. This is about more than just business. It's about changing the narrative, showing the world a different side of Africa, a side full of hope and potential. For too long, outsiders shaped Africa's stories. Now, new storytellers are emerging. Entrepreneurs solving real problems. Stories capturing the world's attention. Buckle up for a journey that inspires. This is the story of African startups. If you find this insightful, give us a thumbs up and share. Let's spread the word about Africa's startup ecosystem. Alright folks, let's talk tech, because at the heart of this African startup revolution lies a powerful engine technology. And when we say technology, we're not just talking about fancy gadgets, we're talking about a fundamental shift in how things are done. Remember those barriers to entry we talked about earlier? Limited access to funding, infrastructure gaps. Well, technology has a way of breaking down barriers. It's a great equalizer, leveling the playing field and creating opportunities where none existed before. Think about it. In the past, if you wanted to start a business in Africa, you often needed a lot of capital up front. You needed physical infrastructure, you needed access to traditional banking systems. But with the rise of the internet, mobile technology, and digital payment platforms, many of those barriers have become significantly less daunting. And here's the thing. African entrepreneurs have embraced technology with open arms. They've seen its potential not just to overcome challenges, but to leapfrog over them altogether. They're using technology to create uniquely African solutions to African problems. Section 2, Mobile Money, a game changer. Now let's talk about a specific technology that's been an absolute game changer for African startups, mobile money. For years, traditional banking systems in many parts of Africa were inaccessible to large portions of the population. Opening a bank account, getting a loan, these were often out of reach for everyday people, let alone aspiring entrepreneurs. But then came mobile money. Suddenly, with just a basic mobile phone, people could send and receive money, pay bills, even access microloans. It was a financial revolution, and it opened up a world of possibilities for both individuals and businesses. For startups, mobile money has been transformative. It's provided a secure and efficient way to reach customers, process payments, and manage finances, all without relying on traditional banking infrastructure. This has been particularly impactful for businesses operating in rural areas or targeting underserved communities. And it's not just about convenience. Mobile money has also fostered financial inclusion, bringing millions of people into the formal financial system for the first time. This has had a ripple effect throughout the economy, boosting financial literacy, empowering individuals, and driving economic growth. Section 3, Bridging the Gap. Of course, none of this would be possible without another crucial piece of the puzzle: internet connectivity. And while internet penetration in Africa still lags behind other regions, the gap is closing rapidly. We're seeing massive investments in broadband infrastructure, the rollout of 4G and even 5G networks, and a surge in the use of smartphones. This increased connectivity is like opening a window to the world for African entrepreneurs. It gives them access to information, resources, and networks that were previously out of reach. It allows them to connect with customers, investors, and mentors from across the globe. It's breaking down geographical barriers and putting African startups on the global map. And it's not just about accessing existing resources, it's about creating new ones. African entrepreneurs are developing their own digital ecosystems, building homegrown solutions tailored to the specific needs of the continent. They're creating e-commerce platforms, digital payment gateways, and online learning platforms that are empowering millions and driving innovation. Section 4, a continent of innovators. What's driving this technological revolution? Determination and ingenuity of African entrepreneurs. They're solving real problems and building a better future, using technology for positive change. This spirit of innovation is spreading across the continent. From Lagos to Nairobi, a new generation is emerging, and the world is taking notice. Investors recognize the potential of African startups. The African startup story is still being written. Stay tuned for more innovation and positive change. Africa's greatest asset is its people, especially its youth. With a median age of 19, Africa's youth is a massive opportunity. This generation is tech-savvy, innovative, and eager to challenge the status quo. They're building businesses for Africa and the world. Young people in Africa face real challenges. Unemployment is high and access to quality education and healthcare can be limited. But this generation is using these challenges as fuel for innovation. They're stepping up and finding solutions themselves, creating businesses that address local needs and empower communities. Education and empowerment are key. Traditional models must evolve for this generation. Coding boot camps, tech incubators, and online platforms provide essential skills. These programs foster critical thinking and innovation, empowering youth to be creators, not just consumers. Beyond formal education, mentorship and networking are crucial for young entrepreneurs. Experienced leaders share knowledge and support. Collaboration fuels the ecosystem's growth. Success breeds more success. Young entrepreneurs learn and pay it forward. The success of African startups is a testament to the power of human potential, the resilience of the human spirit, and the transformative power of technology. It's a story that's still being written, and the most exciting chapters are yet to come. But to unlock the full potential of this ecosystem, we need to continue investing in young people. We need to provide them with the education, the resources, and the support they need to turn their ideas into reality. We need to create an environment where innovation can flourish, where failure is seen as a learning opportunity, and where success is celebrated and shared. Because when we invest in young people, we're not just investing in businesses, we're investing in the future. We're investing in a more prosperous, equitable, and sustainable world for all. Alright folks, enough talk about let's get to the no conversation about African startups is complete without highlighting incredible success stories. These businesses are beacons of innovation, proving Africa's entrepreneurial talent. First up, Andela. They train African developers and connect them with top tech companies. Andela tackles the global tech talent shortage and lack of access to tech education. They're proving African talent can compete globally. Then there's Flutterwave, simplifying payments across Africa. They've built a powerful payments platform connecting the continent. And M-Pesa revolutionized financial services in Kenya, bringing financial inclusion to millions. And the beauty of it all? The success stories are as diverse as the continent itself. We're not just talking about one or two sectors here. From fintech to agriculture, from healthcare to renewable energy, African entrepreneurs are disrupting industries and finding innovative solutions to local and global challenges. Take Twiga Foods, a Kenyan startup that's building a more efficient and transparent food supply chain. They're connecting farmers directly with vendors, eliminating middlemen, and reducing food waste. Or look at RenSource, a Nigerian company that's bringing clean, reliable energy to businesses across the continent using solar power. They're tackling the challenge of unreliable power grids head-on, providing affordable and sustainable energy solutions. And let's not forget about the world of healthcare. Companies like LifeBank are using technology to deliver essential medical supplies like blood and oxygen to hospitals in need. They're literally saving lives by addressing the logistical challenges of healthcare delivery in Africa. And then there's M-Pharma, a Ghanaian startup that's making prescription drugs more affordable and accessible across the continent. They're partnering with pharmacies, insurance companies, and drug manufacturers to create a more efficient and equitable healthcare system. Section 3. The Ripple Effect, Global Impact, Local Solutions. African startups are solving global problems, attracting investment, and creating jobs. Their innovations in tech, healthcare, and finance are universal solutions. These startups inspire a new generation of entrepreneurs worldwide. They're changing the narrative and showing a bright future. Section 4. You heard it here first, folks. And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into the exciting world of African startups. We've explored the factors driving their success, from the power of technology and a youthful population, to a spirit of innovation and a determination to solve real-world problems. We've also showcased some of the incredible success stories that are putting Africa on the global startup map, from fintech giants like Flutterwave to game-changing healthcare innovators like LifeBank. Remember, this is just a glimpse into a vast and dynamic ecosystem that's constantly evolving. We encourage you to do your own research, discover more inspiring stories, and support these incredible entrepreneurs who are shaping the future of Africa and the world. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. We're bringing you the latest updates and insights on global business trends from the heart of the action to your screen. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Let's spread the word about the incredible things happening in Africa's startup ecosystem. Section 1. Africa's Economic Awakening. As we've seen, the rise of African startups isn't just a feel-good story, it's a full-blown economic awakening. These innovative businesses are injecting much-needed dynamism into the continent's economy, creating jobs, attracting foreign investment, and fostering a culture of entrepreneurship that's transforming communities. Remember those outdated narratives we talked about earlier? The ones that painted Africa as a place defined by its challenges? Well, those narratives are crumbling faster than ever, because the truth is, Africa is a continent brimming with opportunity, and the world is finally starting to take notice. The economic impact of these startups goes far beyond the impressive valuations and funding rounds. It's about the ripple effect they create. Every job created by a startup supports families and communities. Every successful business inspires a new generation of entrepreneurs, and every innovation has the potential to solve problems not just in Africa, but around the world. This is about more than just economic growth, it's about empowerment. It's about giving young Africans the tools and opportunities they need to shape their own destinies, to build the future they want to see, and to show the world what they're truly capable of. Join the movement. Support game changers building a brighter future for Africa. Stay informed, share their stories, and invest in their success. Your support makes a difference. Like, share, and subscribe to NIMROD TV. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay inspired.